Hello everyone, welcome to another digital lecture, class 11th. Today in this video, I am going to continue economics subject part 2, Indian economy on the eve of independence. Features of demographic conditions on the eve of independence. Various details about the population of India were collected through census. The first official census was conducted in the year 1881. At an interval of each 10 years, the census was conducted. First point is high birth rate and death rate. The high birth rate and high death rate reflect the country's backwardness. The birth rate was 48 per thousand and the death rate was 40 per thousand of people. It is an index of backwardness. Second point is high infant mortality rate. It means to death rate of children below the age of 1 year. It was about 18 per thousand live births. Third point is low life expectancy. Life expectancy means the number of years that a newborn child on an average is expected to live. It was as low as 32 years. Fourth point is mass illiteracy. Mass illiteracy among the people of a country is taken as an indicator of its poverty and backwardness. Literacy rate at 17%. In 1941, it means that 83% of the total population was illiterate. Fifth point is low standard of living. At the time of independence, people used to spend between 80 to 90% of their income on basic needs, take food, clothing and housing. Even then, people did not get sufficient quantity of food or clothing or housing. Features of infrastructure on the eve of independence. Infrastructure includes of such industries which help in the growth of other industries. Example, transport, electricity, communication, banking, etc. During the British rule, some basic infrastructure was developed in the form of railway, water transport, ports, etc. First is railways. British rules introduced railways in India in 1850 and Indian Railways began their operation in 1853. It was considered as one of the most important contribution of British rulers in India. Railways positively affected the Indian economy. There was cheap and rapid movement of people from one place to another place. It reduces geographic distance. It promoted national unity. It increased commercialization of Indian agriculture. Exports were increased much, but it did not benefit India much. India's industrial development like cotton textile industries in Bombay, jute industries in Kolkata was due to the development and expansion of railways. Construction of railways benefited the Indian economy in many ways. Roads. There was acute shortage of all-weather metal roads in the village side. Because of these rural people suffered during natural calamities. Waterway and airway. Britishers took measures for developing the water transport and air transport. Their development was far from satisfaction. The main purpose behind their development was to serve Britain's colonial interest. Communication. Modern postal system started in India in 1837. Services were introduced in India. The first telegraphy line was opened in 1857. Good effect of British rule on India's economy. First point is agriculture. Due to British rule, commercial agriculture was started. Method of cultivation were positively affected. The economy was benefited as a result of this change. Railways, spread of railways, roadways and communication opened up new opportunities of economic and social growth. Cultural unity and emotional integrity developed much on account of such development. Third point is support system. The expansion of means of transport and communication served as a support system to fight with the problem of famines, drought, flood, etc. Fourth point is development of monetary system of exchange. There was a significant transition from barter system of exchange to monetary system of exchange. Growth of monetary system of exchange facilitate specialization of labor, large scale production and spread market. Bad effects of British rule on India's economy. First point is commercialization of agriculture. The British pursued a trade policy which encouraged export of raw materials and import of manufactured goods. The process of commercialization of agriculture was intensified by the development of railways, the switch over from food crops of to cash crops disturbed the balance between demand and supply of food grains, resulting into famines and scarcities. Second point is distortion of industrial structure. During 16th and 17th centuries, India was industrially advanced, but the British rule did not allow to modernize the industrial structure during 18th and 19th century. Third point is safeguarding of British investors in India. The British introduced the policy of discriminating protection and imperial preference to capture Indian market, which provides safe and secure way for British investors in India. Fourth point is wise efforts for infrastructure development. The British tried to develop economic infrastructure in the form of railways, irrigations and electricity works etc. just to promote foreign trade and exploit India's natural resources to their own advantages. Effect of partition. Territory and population. As a result of partition, 82% population of undivided India remained in India and 18% went to Pakistan, whereas 23% of total geographical area of undivided India went to Pakistan and 77% went to India. Second point is shortage of raw material. Partition of India caused a serious blow to the cotton, textile and jute industry of India. Third point is food shortage. Independent India had to suffer from severe food shortage as a result of partition because sufficient fertile area are West Bengal and producing wheat and rice went to Pakistan. Fourth point is loss of market. Some industries of independent India had to lose their market due to partition. Fifth point is adverse effect on foreign trade. Before partition, India used to export cotton, jute, food grain, etc. After partition, bad effect on foreign trade. So today we understood good and bad effect of British rule on India's economy. If you have any doubt related to these topics, write below in the comment section. That's all for today. Thank you very much.